And of course, I know this has been said a couple times, but definitely a happy Mother's Day to the mothers in the audience today. I must admit, this might be a special one for my mom because she didn't know until just now that I'm giving this speech. So happy Mother's Day, Mom. Let's go. Tucked slightly below the heart flap that keeps me winding through Watt-Stick Library research papers at 4 a.m. are the echoes of a black woman that was never given the permission to even think about the dreams I have begun to fulfill here at Lewis and Clark. Boy, get your education. They can never take your education from you. Get that education. Who knew those simple words would send me cascading across the barriers of entry and tornadoing my curiosity into Griswold Stadium my freshman year in 2007. And some of us sat there together, some of us had not joined yet. But some of us do recall that convocation with fear. On that day, economics professor Eben Goodstein got up to give a talk that culminated in great vigor as he prepared to leave the stage and declared, "The world is in an abysmal state, and climate change is rapidly depleting our chances at survival. It is your job to save the world." Now, admittedly, this might be an excellent challenge for graduates still scratching their heads about how to find an apartment, swirling through their minds to figure out how it all happened so fast. Asking questions, of course, like, what did I learn? Did I clean up from that last hurrah last night? I hope my parents don't see the dirty laundry. And of course, the biggest of all, was it enough? But you can imagine the shock on all of our freshman faces as we turned, saying things like, and I distinctly remember saying to my friend, "Save the world." Now, we can't be talking about me because I'm still trying to figure out how to open my mailbox. Save the world, obviously I still need a little saving. But those words stuck with us. Save the world. And as we muddled through the tight spaces of broken cocktail party conversations and confused classroom discussions, we went on to ponder how we would do it. I mean, we probably should, but where to begin? We asked this question in various liberal arts ways in our studies as we try to understand more about the world, indeed of hopes of making it a better place, and hopes of saving it. We asked the question, are loved ones here in the stands today still asking their professional lives, what does it all mean? Why is it important? And how does it come to be? Questions that have driven our curious minds in the depths of our own existence as we lay awake at 2 a.m. trying to figure it out, sipping on a granite coffee mug, smiles of our peers, and reciting Kerouac's poetry. Well, some of us anyway. Reminiscing on plaid, Timbuktu backpacks, and memories of wild mushroom hikes. It drove our discussions in the Bone Aptitude Fields dining hall as we very subtly, quote, subtly, people watched, while simultaneously picking apart social science theories and physics conjectures. We gave it life as we volunteered in soup kitchens and community gardens. We wrote grants and traveled to the far reaches of the world. We danced in the hallways of our own laughter, and we scuffled through classrooms, wondering who actually did the homework last night. And after all that, indeed after the awards, the grants, the research publications, and the internships, we try to figure it out. What has been the value of our education these last 4 years? We all seek this answer, but ultimately resides in the very question we pose. Now, some of you may be afraid of this big philosophical and metaphorical leap I am about to take. But I warn you, my answer is grounded very deeply in my own experience of truth and logic. Perhaps it also resonates with you. A simple answer that a single mother knew a long time ago when she whispered into her son's ears as he prepared to walk into a third-grade classroom of a teacher that many had said was racist. They can never take your education from you, no matter what. See, I believe we have been given the power of life through that very meaning Mama Rose instilled in me. Someone in your life initially instilled it in you as well, and our faculty here certainly cultivated it. We have learned how to unlock the secrets of the world around us. We have found Batman's intense yellow tool belt with fists full of questions that allow us to seek a deeper understanding. In math courses, where we learn about the existence of topology in second and third dimensions. At 8 a.m., as we were rushing to class, thinking to ourselves, I'm not late, just early for the next time. Some of us unpacked it as we cooked for our friends on a snow-capped mountain hike, watching the Technicolor sunset drape just below our exhaustion. Some of us ripped it apart in the chambers of our own hearts as we saw things halfway across the world that we never imagined were possible. Some of us brought it up in the water with the paddle that powered our kayak through the river. And still some of us found the answer, dangling somewhere between the smiles and tears of friends as we peered into each other's lives, full of trials and tribulations, because we cared enough to ask how and why. However, the glory of our discovery, our education, it will never hold together the agitated enemies of the world like a pair of bookends. And it may never fully sew up the achievement gap in the US in a single stitch. And our education probably won't compute a single-digit number that will unlock the secret to cancer. And it may never construct a time machine to take us back to the edge of our mistakes. But our education has given us the ability to begin the inquiry, to show the world that it is possible if only we are willing to take the first step necessary. The secret lies in the ability to explore the depths of our souls enough to discover something that will pierce the first stitch, that indeed will sew up all the cracks and crevices deeply embedded into the jagged edges of our world today. It lies in the words echoed by parents, friends, loved ones, mentors, teachers alike. And in a few short minutes, let's hope short, we'll walk across this stage and we'll shake the hands of our wise guides. We'll proceed through the smiles of peers and collapse into the reception in amazement afterwards, and hope that it was enough. Hope that our loved ones are proud that they have come to see the class of 2011. And soon after, the curtains will fall and the music will fade. There will be no slow song that trips the nostalgic melodic chord. There will be no fanfare after today. And believe it or not, like it or not, we'll still have rent to pay. No banner whipping through the skies of our lives proclaiming that we did it. Even when the diploma sits on our office desks or in forgotten mothball corners of our attics in a decade's time, we'll still look back on this day and know that we did it. If nothing else, know that you did it. You saved the world. Pause. Now, some of you are probably saying to yourselves, I didn't save the world. And some of you are whispering to themselves, dang right, finally get the recognition I deserve in this place. Thank you very much. But you did. You saved my world, whether you actively sought to or passively were a part of it. You spun a most auspicious web of questions and perspectives by which I am forever changed. You've danced with me at 4 a.m., and you've hugged each other outside the library after an all-nighter, or 2, or 3. You've made dessert masterpieces in the bone with me, and you've challenged me in the classrooms. You've built me up at times when I couldn't find a ladder to stand on, and you've definitely humbled me when I couldn't open the parachute to get back down to the ground. You've traced our memories and let your fingertips whisper a smile as you threw up high fives because you knew someone had another bad day. You told me stories of staff and faculty who would in turn become some of the greatest teachers I've known. You've presented problems for us to tackle, and you raised the bar on what a community can do if we're only willing to listen. So as you're wondering what all meant, know that it means life. Everyone here today gave life to our experiences and our time here, and I am in your debt. Mama Rose is still echoing to each and every one of you as you continue to try and find meaning and value in it all. Get your education. And it seems that Professor Eben Goodstein was right in his prediction that you will save the world. After all, if it only takes one, let me stand here as an example, and you already have. So to my fellow graduates, go out there and show the world how to get that education. Let yourselves never forget what my mom and parents alike have given us. Every time you stand, speak knowing that someone here believed in you enough to bestow on you the power of education. Know that before we could even string together grammatically correct sentences or dribble a basketball, before any of us knew what it meant to be critical, or before Lewis and Clark ever sent us that big envelope of acceptance, that everyone in the stands today loved us enough to bestow on us the power of true exploration and discovery. Had to throw it in there. Tempered by an undeniable compassion and fueled by a wish to give you better. Those gathered around us today have given us the power of tomorrow. May we use it with wisdom to honor those who not only gave us the permission to get that education, but shared their resources, their time, their effort, their energy, and their hope that we will indeed save the world, one person at a time. And in the words of Paul Hawken, as you try to imagine how to tackle these great things, know that great things tend to be undoable things, whereas small things, like you have done for me here, lovingly done, as you have done for each other along the way, are always within our reach.